Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the 22 Panels Heavy Metal Book Club with Peter and Matt and comic book writer Dillon Gilbertson, who somehow knew Peter before I knew he was a comic book writer, because, that sort of crazy thing happens sometimes.
I thought you were just
Um,
going to end it at he somehow knew Peter.
well, yeah.
That's how I made it on here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got the really fun moment because um I have a student who had written a paper on um bu- 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 imperialism,
Okay.
like the day before I talked to Spencer Ackerman. So
Mm.
something this student wrote came up in like our pre-recording conversation, and he was really impressed. So the next day I was telling the student this, and the student like was just blowing it off until somebody managed to drive into her head. No, this is a Pulitzer Prize winning national security reporter. Him thinking you had good insight is a big deal.
Pretty rad.
And their response was, wait a minute, national security, are there aliens?
Oh my God. I mean, go for the go
um
for the go for the big questions, I guess.
to which I said, I mean, I don't know if I'll ask him, but I mean, I thought you said he was with the CIA. And I'm like, no, I said he was a national security reporter. I mean, I guess I do know somebody who used to be CIA. Well, ask them. Like, well, I mean, even that doesn't really. Does the CIA Roswell? I'm like, yeah, but aliens are space. And then I went, oh, I did know somebody at NASA. Now, the NASA is actually a family connection, but CIA and national security are both through the podcast. So I wound up being talking to the student again this week. Um, they still want to know if there's aliens. Um, that's their
Who
running
doesn't?
joke with me now. Um, and another student thought I was just messing around when I said, I never heard back from my CIA guy. My NSA guy says he hopes so, but he doesn't know. And my NASA person says, we don't have evidence. Um, and so the other student thought I was joking until we talked further and started getting. He's like, wait a minute, that wasn't it. You actually know some, and I'm like, yeah, comics, comics.
Comics connects people.
Yep,
The
yep.
Yeah.
comic
So,
connection.
I mean, ironically, that day I had emailed with both my CIA and national security people, so it was like, oh,
Hmm. Hmm.
so yeah. I don't know why that was, relevant, but it popped into my head. Popped into my head as
I do
we were
think
driving home.
them jumping to asking if aliens exist is much better than like what most kids hear when someone was in like some kind of line of duty situation, was
Yeah,
like, you ever kill anybody?
yeah,
Like, all right,
yeah,
guy,
yeah,
chill out.
yeah. National security. Do
Yep,
aliens
yep.
exist?
Aliens is one of the best case scenarios for asking crazy questions about CIA people.
I will give you that. I will give you that. That I will totally give you.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, heavy metal.
Heavy
The
metal.
the first story was very much um like old school heavy metal, more Bronze Age heavy metal.
Yeah, it was
Ulysses.
Ulysses is Bronze Age, isn't it?
it I'm not I don't think I'm super familiar with Bronze Age heavy metal, but
No, I meant actual Bronze Age.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha. Oh, I
yeah.
see. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, like they did a nice flesh of, using the original Odyssey and then sort of tying in
That's
this
true.
sort of
That's true. They did.
science fiction with the gods.
Yeah, yeah, it
I
was cool. It's
actually
like that
did.
I don't know why this is the comparison that jumped to my mind, but that reinterpretation of Romeo and Juliet with John Leguizamo in it,
Okay.
where they're like gangs
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it was the
Well,
Odyssey,
what popped
but they just threw in a bunch of other cool stuff.
what popped into my mind is do any of you or have any of you read Lore Olympus?
Oh,
Uh,
you
you
froze. I
froze for
didn't.
a second
Oh, I
there.
said,
Yeah,
have any of you read Lore Olympus?
Lore Olympus? No.
I don't
Rachel
think so.
Smythe's web comic on Webtoons.
oh no.
Nope.
See, it's probably the most read web comic out there. Um, but she has when they're actually among the mortals, it's in like the Greek Roman world, whatever. Um, but when they're in Olympus or Hades or whatnot, it's a more modern world. So it's like they get into their togas and
Mm,
stuff when they're going into the mortal world, but then they've got their fast cars and their modern fashion and whatever in the immortal world.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it sounds
So
interesting.
so this reminded me of that because it's like the gods are aliens
Right.
Well,
Yeah, they
or
were
at
in like
least futuristic
this big
they're
metal ship,
definitely
which is rad.
futuristic.
right. Well, I happen to be looking at the page with, I guess that's Poseidon, so I guess that's just his helmet, but it looked very Nemesis the Warlock for a second. Um,
Yeah, I mean, Poseidon was in this whole thing. If you look at his eyes are like, even when he's angry, his eyes are just like bubbles.
right.
Sort of like, what the heck is going on with him? Um, it's like featureless in some ways. I mean, like he's definitely like his whole image here is pretty cool. Like he kind of looks like old school Aquaman with a uh diver helmet that's,
Shaped like a trident.
shaped like it right.
Uh, I mean, here and this is how much I was just glancing at it because as I look at the image more carefully, this actually has a pretty good set of eyes and whatnot but I was just looking at the outline and it reminded me of
Oh, I'm not saying they're not good eyes, but if you look at his
yeah,
eyes, no matter like what the context of what he's doing is, they're always the same. That's what I was saying. I don't know why I noticed that. It was one of the few things I noticed about it. Like, I'm somewhat amused by this comic, and there's a few things that have like kind of set me off by it. Like, not like I don't think set me off is the right word, but have dampened my experience with it. Like, but like I think it's a really like I really like all the coloring and I really like all the design for all the characters and uh but I run into this issue where like and I don't know how it was in 1978, but how it is to like right now is that I've been I at least feel like I've been exposed to enough Greek mythology that like I have this like idea of like these characters and most of them fit, but then you have Athena who's supposed to be like this sort of goddess of wisdom and this badass, and she feels like she's had all like the umph pulled out of her and she's just like daddy's girl, you know.
I see where you're coming from.
So I'm
that's fair.
but
I mean,
like
overall, other than some cool visuals, I wasn't like I liked the visuals, but I wasn't blown away with the
writing.
retelling of
Yeah, I wasn't super blown away because I feel like I mean they say they adapted it from Homer. It's been a long time since I read the Odyssey, but
right.
it
Same.
feels really, really close. I'm just like, did you actually need to put in like this much like wordage? Could you
Yeah,
like use
this
more visual
it
storytelling
it
and
it sort of has the same smell as the kid who was like, "Hey, let me copy your homework," and the other one's like, "Yeah, but don't make it too obvious." So
Too obvious.
they just change every other word, kind of a thing.
Right.
It's like
right?
yeah, it is. It's cool that it's a reinterpretation of Homer's Odyssey, but like it's too similar to make it
Well, I mean, if it's
its
going to
own
be that
thing.
similar, I think my thing is stick to just the dialogue and only the essential dialogue.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of over explaining people's thoughts and what's going on and
Right,
things.
rather than
They
just
don't let
oh,
the
going with the
art really speak
pictures.
for itself. Like there's
Right.
a one this the panel that I'm looking at right now is the Cyclops using his beam to like start a fire, and they're like the wood is bursting into flame beneath his gaze. Like no shit, we're looking at that right now. Like you
Right.
don't need to tell us that. Stop.
Right.
It's kind of like the old Charlton comics where the exposition is written in the corner.
Yeah.
Right.
right.
That being said, though,
See,
this panel of the Cyclops burning this fire is up in the front runner for one of my favorite panels.
yeah,
Just
that's a cool panel.
it looks really cool.
It's definitely a heavy metal panel. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No,
You
and
know,
like I actually like the depiction of Cyclops. Sorry, I didn't mean
yeah.
to cut in. Like
No,
it's a
no.
really cool sort of take on it, but
Agreed.
so,
Matt was mentioning the old Charlton comics where all the exposition in the corner essentially described the picture. And I don't know as much with the Charltons, but I know that with the EC comics that were that way, and a lot of them
I might
are.
have said the wrong thing.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Charlton was that way too.
Yeah.
But with the EC, it was because they literally wrote the story on on the board before the drawing got put there. So essentially that was the script for the artist. They didn't waste paper and typing time. They just went straight to the board,
Yep.
well, there you have it.
which is so Bill Gaines that, and they still managed to make some great comics. But it's
Yeah.
better if you only read the dialogue. My one of my superiors at work, who happens to be a comic guy, gave me that piece of advice regarding EC Comics. He said, don't read the exposition boxes. Only read the dialogue. Don't read the exposition boxes unless you actually feel lost.
Fair enough.
As soon as I started doing that, I started going, these comics are amazing.
Right. I don't
Before
think
that, it was like,
this
oh
comic
my
follows that.
God, this takes for so long. And they're just saying what they drew.
I feel like there's a lot of this in this issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they definitely I mean, they don't even just have exposition, they do have long diatribes of
Well, but
Mhm.
sometimes even the dialogues are really just exposition,
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Yep.
which in my
But
mind is even
but
worse.
because it's exposition in dialogue, you can't just be like, oh, I'll
Right,
just read the dialogue.
right. That's my point. In my mind, that's even worse.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I find like Stan Lee Daredevil I love Daredevil, my all-time favorite superhero, right? And I have trouble reading Stan Lee Daredevil comics, even when they're gorgeously rendered by Wally Wood or whoever was doing it in that era, because he has such a tendency to have Daredevil say what he's doing.
Drives me nuts.
Right.
I'm going to use my karate chop.
Yep.
Okay, just use your karate chop. Oh, wait a minute. You are just using your karate chop. Stan, is that really the best you can come up with? Maybe just no dialogue next time.
Yeah. Showing not telling is best. Telling not showing is worse, but the worst is showing and telling.
And
Or
being
really
charged for
showing, then telling.
Yeah. Do the karate chop and say, I used my karate chop.
Right. That's just
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah.
I got caught up on Daredevil today. Anybody who's not reading Salad and Ahmed's run on Daredevil should consider it. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there hasn't been a bad Daredevil comic in like 25 years, but certainly hasn't been a bad Daredevil run in 25
I got plenty of Christmas books
years.
to catch up
Since
on.
Kevin
So
Smith took over in
Yeah.
98.
My work, some of my technicians at work wanted to do like a book club, and I was trying real hard to get people to read comics, but they're like, "No, let's read real books." And I was like, "You fucker."
These are real books.
I know, right?
Damn it.
That's the argument. But like they wanted to read novellas and things, and so like that's sucking up
Wait
my
a minute.
time now.
They wanted to read novellas,
Hmm.
which means clearly they wanted to be shorter than like big long novels. But they didn't want to just read books.
Yeah.
comic books.
Yeah.
That-
Point
that-
is, I wish I
that-
had
that
more
was
time to
cool.
read more comics like I
Yeah.
enjoy, but I'm stuck reading
Same.
stuck
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
these things.
Yeah, that's
My
fair.
my to read pile is way longer than I want it to be.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah, as I said, my Christmas most of my Christmas presents were books, so I've got quite a backlog. Anyhow. Yeah, so overall I'd say amusing, but Ulysses or, Odyssey
Way-
rehashed in 1978 was
Yeah,
Yeah.
and way more credit to the artist than the
writer.
writer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
definitely.
I wonder if you're not familiar with the Odyssey, if this comic just fucking slaps. Like if it's just the coolest thing.
Like it's your first ever introduction to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And you're just
Yeah,
like,
that's why I was also thinking, like, I don't know if like maybe 1978 it was more
Yeah.
entertaining.
I mean, the dialogue is still atrocious no matter which way you slice it, but all the same, conceptually, I bet it's a lot more
do you think
stimulating
they were just looking
if you
for
weren't already familiar with the Odyssey.
content that wasn't copywritten that they could do whatever they wanted to with?
Probably.
Oh, I'm
And they
sure.
went and did the
Yeah.
same thing with?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's a weird way to take advantage of like public domain. Is like, what if we just did the exact same thing instead of
But-
being creative and weird with it? What if we just did
But we'll
that
do
again?
sci-fi.
Yeah.
So really quick, Dylan, here's your argument for your
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're
sure.
preaching to the choir. Yeah.
the average rare words per thousand in adult books is 52.7. In comic books, it's 53.5.
That's a neat little stat to pull out.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Children's books
Let's
is
do
30.9.
the
So
time
it's actually
warp
really good
again.
for kids learning vocabulary.
Yeah. There
And
you go.
this is from the scholarly like textbook teaching with comics and graphic novels.
Yeah. It's not a comic book, but just earlier today, I was telling somebody that I was giving praise for Diablo 2 on PC for teaching me the word cloister.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was good. I felt good about that one.
I wonder how many words I've learned from video games.
That's a tough one.
I
Yep.
don't know.
That's how I learned how to read a map.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Seriously.
No, it makes sense. Let's do the time warp again.
Here's my question. Do you
Yeah.
think it will get better or worse as we go on? Because we've got a ways to go in
In the Odyssey comic?
Odyssey. Well, I mean, if they're actually doing all of the Odyssey, it does say to be
Yeah.
continued.
Yeah.
I think I read this collected and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
That's
I
why I
like
didn't
it
say
better.
much when you guys were critiquing because I think I
Well,
read the whole thing.
Right. The art
it-
is
it's-
fantastic. So
It's
I
really
mean,
good.
I mean, here's the other thing that I wonder with the collection. Is it a den thing? because remember we were looking at the Den collection, and it turned out that some of the text that was both hard to read and superfluous, when they
It's gone.
collected it, they just got rid of it.
Yeah. I still want
I
to talk to Nate
mean,
about that.
that would certainly make it more
I
enjoyable.
mean, you could certainly take this art and the Odyssey, not even making it into a different story. You could take this art and the Odyssey and make this much better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Agreed.
probably. Almost
100%.
certainly.
I mean,
I
you
was
could
trying to
make it
think.
so really the only things that sucked were like this long
What's going on over there? He's scooting around.
this whole long
I'm trying to figure out.
monologue on the last page that doesn't need to be that long. If you shortened it, you'd be sitting there going, well, but why didn't you give us more art there? Why
Yeah.
did you have to squash him down?
Right.
Yeah.
Less words.
Squish
But-
Probably still squash that down and not
But I
have the
feel like
long
we should have
monologue.
I feel like that image would be better if we had the top of his head and his chin. It really feels like it got squished in.
Meh. I mean, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be a better image, but even if you just gave it more presence and a larger space on the thing, I think it would do better.
Yeah.
I am excited. All the things that we've
On the
said
page, I
negative
mean.
about this story, I am excited to see what else they do if they decide to do either the same kind of thing or just like the twist on the Cyclops.
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
I mean, like I'm
excited for more.
definitely excited to see more of the art style.
Yeah, the
Uh,
visuals are fantastic. I cannot emphasize enough that
And yeah,
that,
see what they do play
and
wise.
for that matter,
like,
I like the colors a lot too. So,
Yeah.
so
I mean, if we get to the harpies, I'll be interested to see if like they do technology with the harpies and how that
Yeah.
turns out too. That'd be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Make them into fighter jets or something.
so
Um,
Pichard
I-
is doing fantastic work here.
I
Low-
wanted the last
lips.
critique that I want to give to this one is that one of my favorite parts of the Odyssey is convincing the Cyclops that his name was nobody.
Mhm.
And so when he's screaming for help, they're saying, "Who's in there with you?" And he shouts, "Nobody." And so they're like, "Oh," and they just leave him alone. Kind of. I love that part. That's great, but that's not even in here. They didn't even do a fun twist on that. They just stabbed him in the eye.
Oh,
Right.
I did forget that. So
But again, I will say what I've read, all the critiques that we've given it, I am excited to see more. I do want to see
Yeah.
more.
they do kind
I
of
read
suggest
it
there's
come
only
up
one
with-
Cyclops though. So I mean, I
I'm
guess I can
I
understand why they do
I
that.
own it,
Right.
but I can't find it. So I'll have to get back to you.
Fair enough. Let's do
Do
the
the
time
time
warp
warp again. There
again.
we go. All right.
All righty.
If you guys haven't figured out, our next
You're ready to
the
move
next
on.
instant-
That is just subtle hints.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Just our next comic is called The Time Warp here. So
Serge Clerc.
yep.
This
By
has
Clerc.
got definitely a Mobius feel.
Yeah.
I would say it's like a Mobius Sergio Aragones feel. I
Oh,
love it.
yeah, I can see
Mhm.
the Aragonese feel too.
Yeah.
The first caption is my favorite part of this comic, with just the definition of time warp.
Yeah.
Is something that causes trouble, and that's all we know. And it feels so very Douglas Adams or
Yeah.
Terry Pratchett that I love Douglas Adams. He's like my favorite
he's
author of all
amazing.
time. And that just felt like exactly something he would write, and I loved it.
Nice.
Solid
I'm about to
air.
go read
Quieter.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So
Hitchhiker's Guide needs a good comic.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
have one.
I don't think so.
It's got 2 movies and it doesn't have a comic
They,
adaptation.
they did well. It's got a radio adaptation too. That's really good.
Jesus.
well, wasn't the radio adaptation the original?
Uh,
That's what I was reading at the very beginning of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy compilation, is that it actually started as like 4 or 6 shorts, radio shorts.
Yep.
And then somebody
Yeah,
you know.
originally a radio comedy broadcast.
Warm is
Yep.
fine. Nothing. It's fine. Oh, I'm busy.
And
Hey,
then
it
they
was
were
a
like,
1984 text adventure game.
yep, there's also that.
Oh, it says comic books, or at least Wikipedia says comic books. Let me see. See if
I said there has to be
Wikipedia gives
some.
me more
Drawn by
more info.
Mobius, adapted by Neil Gaiman, and nobody's heard of it.
That would be amazing.
That'd be amazing, right?
Wow.
Wouldn't that be great?
I mean, Neil Gaiman did write a like book about hitchhikers that you
Don't
can
Did he?
put up a
panic.
shelf.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've not read this.
It's
yeah.
called, yeah, it's right. It's Don't Panic. And the only reason I know about that too is because the intro to this version of Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy that I just got for Christmas
Uh-huh.
is written by Neil Gaiman.
Yep.
And he talks a bunch about Douglas Adams, but he also mentions that at some point he wrote a compendium of like,
Oh, the official companion.
yeah, called
Oh my
Don't Panic.
God. The paperback is $50?
Yeah.
Jesus. I was like, I'm buying this right now. But then
Fuck's sake,
$50 was a
seriously?
huge roadblock for me.
Oh, there it is.
How
Give me a
is it
second.
$50? Somebody's got to go reprint it for like
Less money.
$10.
Yeah. Damn. I really want this book. I want to read this.
I wonder if it's on Kindle.
It's published in 1988.
Dillon, you're gonna hate that the price tag is still on this.
Oh man. $4.49. Holy
From
shit.
Half Price Books. So, maybe you could go to Half
I
Price Books and find it.
buy a lot of books from this website called Thrift Books, and so I'm wondering if they've
I
got
bought from them.
yeah, with
I
Thrift
love
Books
thrift
got a
books.
lot of good stuff.
Yep.
Goodreads. I'm just gonna Google books. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I can get it used for $5 on Thrift Books.
There you go.
Now we're talking.
There's a paperback. It looks like maybe it's like third edition or something. That's only $17. So I think there are options. It doesn't look like you just have to pay $50. So, but it sounds like you found a good deal. Yeah.
I'm buying it.
Well,
I'm buying it
and-
right now. You guys can continue talking about heavy metal. I'm gonna be here doing this.
So the Time Warp, which
Bookfinder.com will actually come up with
did anybody
Thrift Book,
see? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Amazon, everybody's prices.
Nice.
Bob Sikoriak turned me on to that one.
Did anybody see the girl sign that feels like it's paying reference to Rocky Horror Picture Show in the first panel?
I don't know.
I don't know if it is. It just sort of reminded me of it. Anyhow, we're not like looking at the comic at the moment, so I can't try to
DC
point out.
Comics did. See, I'm still on Hitchhiker's Guide too.
Yeah, yeah.
DC Comics did
Yeah.
an adaptation of the first one. John Carnell scripted it. Steve Lealoha provided the art and the layouts for Restaurant.
How did we get on to Hitchhikers? Never
I
mind.
don't know.
I think I spurred it. I mean, I know you
Wait,
brought it
Well,
up.
you said that this reminded you of
Oh
Douglas
yeah,
Adams.
the first caption reminded me of Douglas
Yeah.
Adams,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the artwork we were talking about looked like Mobius a little bit, and so
Yeah.
and then we started talking about whether or not they had comics for it. Anyway, we can jump off of this side train and hit back to the actual comic.
I mean,
I don't know if we can. Tad's already
Okay,
gotten on it and he runs the show, so
No. I'll shut up for a second. You guys carry on.
sorry. Anyhow, yeah, so any initial thoughts on it? I mean, I thought it was just sort of strange. Like, I did really like that definition. I thought that was really good, Dylan. And then the rest of it was just sort of like, oh, we're going adventuring, and then oh, suddenly this time warp happened, and then I don't know. He was somewhere else, and I don't know what's going on, and then it ends with him going to down some chute. Did
I
anybody
really
else get
liked it. I thought it
anything?
was fun.
It's amusing.
Yeah, it's fun. I just dig it.
I really love the
What is this
design of
one?
these RoboCops.
Oh, is that what they are?
I don't know. They look there's outfits, I guess, or there's maybe they're just suits, but they look sort of mechanical, and they have big R's on their hats, and so I the
Yeah.
R just made me think robot or RoboCop. And they
Yep.
said that they're there to like keep the peace or whatever, didn't they, in the first panel?
I think at some point they are said like that.
Yeah. So in my head, whenever I thought about this, I was like, yeah, the robot cops.
Nice. Yeah, and then he goes back in time and they put him in like a jester outfit.
Hmm. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, on like that first page at the with the first panel is like it looks I don't know, like Dylan, you remember Rocky Horror Picture Show, yeah?
Sure.
Like I feel like there's like that little image which feels like a little tick on it, like tick to it, and
Wait,
I
you're talking
don't
about
know when.
Talking about the
the
girl on
chick
the
on the
upper
first
left
panel?
that looks a little
Yeah.
bit like Frankenfurter.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. I mean, if you're doing a when did this come out?
Yeah, that's what I was
This
wondering.
is
This
78
came out 78.
Okay.
January,
Rocky Horror
which
Picture
means it was
Show.
probably drawn.
Yep, Rocky.
3 years later.
Yeah,
3 years
Rocky Horror
after
Picture
Rocky
came out in
Horror Picture Show.
75. And so
So
I think there's no way that that's not a reference.
I think
agreed.
you're right. Okay, cool. I'm glad we looked into this.
Uh-huh. I agree.
I wonder if
Exit
Howard
from the
Chaykin has
Time
ever
Warp
drawn
post no
a Rocky
bills.
Horror Picture reference.
What's that?
I wonder if Howard Chaykin has ever done a Rocky Horror Picture reference in his work.
That's a great question.
What's his work? Or what's his main work?
Wow, Satellite Sam would be a wonderful one to drop one in.
Yeah.
Black Kiss 2. All of those. I mean, he does some really great.
American
Fair enough.
flag.
Yeah, but I wouldn't see a Rocky Horror Picture reference in American Flag. Maybe.
Actually, I wonder Times Squared.
Mm-hmm.
The omnibus, including the end of that, finally comes out, I think,
Comes out, yes.
very soon. We talked about that when he was on.
Very cool.
Yeah, Times Squared looks cool. I've only read parts of it. Looking forward to reading the rest of it. How about Talapalca?
I was amused by this one.
Let's Telepaca
Again.
I I'm torn about this one. I really like it. But I don't know, I wanted more from it. I wanted it to be more profound or insightful because it was based on a real Inca legend.
Yep.
Think also
It kind of cuts off early, doesn't it? It's like he turns into a
Yeah.
chupacabra, and
I'm
that's
also
it.
I'm also not sure. So there's this scene in it where like he goes and he speaks to the mountain and the two other godlike
Spirits.
beings, and they give him
Yeah.
these different shades of corn. Um, but just before that, the man in the cave gives him this rock, right? And he's like, "Don't ever leave this. Don't don't ever leave this anywhere ever. You have to keep it with you, or you're fucked, or whatever it is that he's trying to allude to." Um, and then that never really comes back at all. That
This
has,
is why I wonder if this is part one and they just didn't do a very good job of telling us.
I mean, I really hope so.
That'd be
Um,
nice.
There's a lot of cool
They do say
setup.
Finn at the end, but that doesn't mean anything. That could just mean
It
it's
really
part
doesn't.
one.
Certainly
Yeah.
not
I mean,
Um,
there's a cool moral about the rich brother being a jerk, and so gets turned into
right.
this hideous beast and then sent away or whatever. And so like that's an okay ending if it's a one shot thing, but like there's a lot of setup for other things that don't really ever.
They go nowhere, right?
Right.
Agreed.
Right. Um, I also think, and we've had some mention of this in letters pages before now. I feel like this was drawn in European format and got squished.
Oh, I think they mentioned
Uh,
that in the letters here at some point, even
do they say that?
in the
I don't know if
letters
they
this
say it in.
time. I think they
I thought the
mentioned something
letter
like
in
that.
this, but the major letter in this one was just complaining that all they did was adapt European work, and weren't there plenty of good artists doing sci-fi in the United States? Were they just gonna steal everything from Metal Erlant?
I thought
Right.
that was maybe.
Um, but yeah, no, it feels like
It's like they took like the one that had the longest one in this one seemed to argue about how they like took Sun Pod and
oh
didn't
yeah,
do anything, not like enough with it
right.
creatively. It was just
Well, I think that's the same letter though, because I think
maybe.
that was like
We'll
even
have
the
to
one time you
check it
did
later.
do. Now I got to skip forward to the letters page just because I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was pretty. I mean, like, I don't know. This whole issue has, I mean, like, I mean, then, like, there's some stuff that stands out and it's pretty good, but it's like, story-wise, a lot of it's pretty weak.
Yeah. Well, I feel
Um,
like Den is a really transitional story. It's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely one that can't in any way, shape, or form be read by itself and make
So, yep,
sense.
yep,
right.
absolutely.
Um,
But like, yeah, even this Talapak Palka, uh, hard to read, but makes sense. Like, it's just sort of like, I mean, it'd be great, I admit, if there's more story to it, because at least then they could do more with it. But
If this is the only issue, and I hope it's not, um, what it's really done is just made me really interested to seek out and read the actual story.
yeah.
Because
yeah,
I'm certain that whatever liberties they took or however they formatted it for this comic, I'm certain that the actual legend probably has better meaning to it, probably is a little more fulfilling as a legend or a parable or
I
whatever
mean, it
that it's
probably does to some extent, just because like there's probably a lot more, you know, than one single legend about it, because
Mhm.
people probably elaborated on it to make it
Sure.
more present or change the, parable for whatever time that we're in.
Right.
But I was also thinking about like there are times where you take even old legends and the stories in them are like fun, but they're not always like as in depth as you might
Right.
expect in like
But
a modern day
I
story.
I was bothered by the lack of purpose to the Rock to unless the whole purpose was that he gave him a rock and then laughed about it, and the rock really doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Right. There's a lot of
Mm,
follies in the story.
could be. I mean, what do they have? Hold on a second. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 7 pages to tell a story. Let's
Yeah.
add a lot of folly that makes no sense.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I did a quick search. It looks like this is the only issue, or the only part.
Right.
So there's no more after this. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that
not that
makes
I
it
see
even
on a quick
weirder
glance.
because I mean, overall, it's a pretty tight story, and then there's that
Yep,
rock.
Yeah.
yep,
There's the rock. Yeah.
it's
Or
rendered
is it the
beautifully.
sacred stone that called the things down?
Yeah, or
I mean,
Is it the fact that he slept with the stone that made it so that
well,
he
so
got
he
the corn that turned into gold and
right?
silver and bronze.
yeah, so he goes in there, he gets the rock. His brother then goes into the same one, right? But then the guy does the guy in the cave give his brother something different, or his brother just goes into the mountains and then the spirits say get the fuck out of here and turn him into a goat man or whatever.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, essentially, he went into the mountains and like tortured the guy, and that didn't work
Yeah,
out well.
well, it looks like the guy tortures him, right?
Yeah, it's hard to tell because the guy has this long hair that's like down, and the person who looks like he's being tortured is the brother. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like the guy in the cave tortures the brother for going into the cave.
And then there's
Yeah,
these weird space men in that
right.
picture. It's like
I,
that
I'm not
guy,
Well,
I'm
and for
not even
that
gonna lie,
matter,
I
what
didn't
is
even
that coming out of the cave?
a space.
I
Yeah.
thought it was greed, so he left. We found the old man. His soul was greedy. He only wanted gold, silver, and copper. So they turned him into a goat man.
Yep. They gave him horns and fur and a tail.
Let's see. I'm gonna go back and look at this stone that he gives him. Got something for you. Take this. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Yeah, they don't even really show or tell you if he took the stone with him after he got all the money and buried it, because
Well,
he
and he
buried
buried
it.
all the riches, so how did he come home rich?
That's also what I was wondering too, because I before I even got there, I looked at it, I was like, okay, he buries it, so okay, and then he returns, and then he's like, thief, where'd you get all this money? And I was like, he doesn't have the money. It's still on the mountain in the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But
I
it's
don't know.
another one that's absolutely gorgeous.
It is
Yeah,
very gorgeous.
dude.
And to be perfectly honest, like I could let go of some of it. I just
Yeah.
assumed that he buried it and returned at some point, but
I
Yeah,
actually kind of thought that he buried most of it and kept some
sure.
enough to piss his brother off, but then why take
Yeah.
him back to the mountain rather than back to
I,
like his hoard of gold?
I don't want to
Right.
poo-poo on your theory, but the text says, so he buried all his riches and returned home.
No,
So
I know. I'm looking at it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I it's like I said, I'm torn on this one, but
oh,
I think I liked it. I think I liked it fine. Oh, what's
but
up?
the other thing that like crossed my mind while I was reading it was if he had taken the stone home with him, like he had the stone and he took her with him, and he took her with him, he was given all this money, right? If he taken the stone home with him, then perhaps he made more money when he got home with the stone.
Makes sense.
I
Okay,
mean, maybe they come and give him corn every night.
but then doesn't that make him greedy? Because the man in the cave says not to keep the stone with you always, but then he gets home and immediately hawks it for $30 so that he can
No,
buy
he didn't
PlayStation
hawk
or
it.
whatever.
He just
No, no.
held
I
on
th
to the
I think
stone
every time he
Oh, I
goes
see.
to sleep with the stone, he gets more corn.
Oh, okay,
or
gotcha.
something to that extent. I mean,
Okay, all right.
good fortune followed him because of this lucky rock.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of my gist of what the stone was in the first place, but
Yeah,
My
that's the best I can come up with.
Yeah,
it's like
my story brain's now like the moral like gives him the stone and like he values the simple things, right? So this stone it means a lot. Whereas
Right.
if you were rich and greedy, you'd be like a stone, what the fuck is this? And just toss it or whatever.
Right.
yeah,
But the poor brother values the stone.
Well,
so
I wonder if that's what it means by the rich brother only wanted the gold, silver, and copper. Maybe he was offered the stone
And then
or
disregarded it.
and turned it down and said, no, I want my gold, I want my silver."
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah. I think it's a fairly amusing story, and like you can read into it a little bit,
Yeah.
and it gets better. But I agree. I think that there are definitely things that they could have added to make it more fluid.
I
I
think with
suppose with a few more pages, they could have done that better though. So who knows?
I think with this headcanon that we've just established, I'm gonna say that I liked this story. This is a good
There we
story.
go.
There we go.
That's why the book clubbing is the way to do it.
That's right.
because we
Right.
can fill out the story and make it work when it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Right. That's right.
Yep. I like this headcanon.
So Den, like I said, this is like very, very in between.
Oh, for sure. Though it
And
does have a bunch of beautiful imagery.
well, I mean, that's goes without saying.
Right.
It's Den.
I mean, just in
Richard,
general,
yeah,
Den's like
Richard
the
Corbin.
first comic
No,
of Den was pretty good,
I
but it
will
was
mention.
like, yeah.
I don't think we've got any Den Dongs.
Well, you mean any dongs in general? Because we definitely don't have Den dongs. Den's not even in this issue of
That's my
Den.
point. I mean,
We got other things to look at though.
well, yeah.
I'd grab it too. I'm sorry.
What?
Page 41. When he's telling her and Dun's time is running out, I'd be like, yeah, I'd cop a feel too.
Isn't that page 39?
Yep.
Well, my CBZ viewer is telling it's 41. It could be 39. I don't know.
I'm just looking
Oh,
at
yeah,
the bottom
39.
of the
It's
page where
39
it
on the
says
page.
heavy metal
Yeah.
39.
Yep. Yep.
I do give him credit for making the breasts lie the way that they should with her lying on her back rather than making them somehow anti-gravity, which
Yeah, no,
I
Den,
feel like is a more common comic book thing.
True.
Corbin knows his anatomy. He's good.
I will say for it being a sort of in between episode or transition episode, it does tell the story of what happened with his friend who betrayed him.
Yeah.
Really quickly, sort of.
But you have to
saying,
remember that there's a friend that betrayed him.
right.
That's kind of what I meant with the in between. It's like
reading every episode or every issue once a month.
right.
I have a family I didn't tell Dan about, so he could never help me save them. And now they're dead, and I can't live anymore. Kill me.
I think I like his coloring here better than normal.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Is it
say.
a
Like,
printing difference or
I felt like his he always draws nicely, but like the colors sometimes get more muddled, and I felt like they were pretty crisp. And
yeah,
That really could be just how they printed the issue.
could
They
be.
might have learned a lesson from previous issues, and I'm like, okay,
Well,
ease up
but
on the black.
also and I wonder if it has to do with them having more outdoor daytime type stuff.
Scenes
just-
could be that too.
It just feels like the lighting is different and not brighter as in, oh, it's bright colors, but brighter as in it's not quite so steeped in shadows, and that
The
makes
light
it
source is different.
a little bit better.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
It feels like it has a more consistent light source than other dens.
and then there's just the abstract pictures on the last page.
Oh, I love those. The melting face or whatever. Yeah, those are great.
Oh well, all pretty entertaining. Don was pretty good this time.
Almost always is. Then we get back to Jerry Cornelius.
His airtight garage.
Yeah,
I wonder if that's a euphemism for something.
I don't know.
Airtight
All right, Urban
garage.
Dictionary, here I come.
Oh God.
I
You're
do,
gonna have to
I
tell
do
us.
love that we start with the bird.
The bird.
The bird. Flipping.
That looks like a pointer finger. I hate to break it to you.
No, it has.
No,
What?
no. If you count the number of fingers
Oh,
after it, there are
well,
three.
but
There are
so
three.
it's somebody else's hand?
It's not his. No, he's pointing at
Okay,
a picture
fine.
of a guy, and he's like, he's
I
got his
like it
finger
better
out,
my way.
and
No, I
that
see
you
it
one,
now, but
and
I
now you
like it
got
better
the
my
other
way.
two. Yeah, well, that's why you have a brother to prove you wrong.
Yeah,
Just notice
yeah.
this little face at the bottom of the person's collar.
Yep.
Face at
Oh,
the bottom of the person. Oh,
Yeah, I
I
didn't
missed
see that
that.
before. Just
No,
I
that's
don't know
pretty
what
And
that
it's,
interesting.
means or if it's anything. It's just
yeah.
curious. I just saw it.
airtight garage is not a euphemism as far as Urban Dictionary knows.
Okay.
Well,
It's
how
just,
That's
it's just
unusual.
unfortunate.
That's
throwing that out
unusual
there.
for Urban Dictionary.
So what you're saying is we need to start a euphemism for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I actually met someone who has they coined a term on Urban Dictionary.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Oh.
Look
I
up
mean,
There you
shit
go.
stack.
we could coin a shit
Shit
stack.
sack.
I
Wait,
know
say
the
it
guy that
again.
wrote that. Shit stack.
Shit.
Well,
Oh, okay.
well, what was it? Reggie Watts has that song "Fuck Shit Stack."
No.
Hmm. I think it'd be pretty easy to justify an entry into Urban Dictionary for airtight garage.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what would it mean?
I'm not going to be the one to do it, but I'm saying that I think it's low hanging fruit for everyone who wants it.
I'll think about it.
Maybe when I'm bored someday, maybe on a lazy Saturday, I'll make an airtight garage entry
I
on Urban
probably have too
Dictionary.
much time on my hands as it is and need to
Uh,
start figuring out better ways to spend it. That seems
yeah,
like a better way.
between
No, I'm just
between
kidding.
all my highbrow hobbies, I'll just do a casual entry into Urban Dictionary for airtight garage.
Right. Started laughing and then I needed to cough.
I'm just gonna pretend the joke was that good.
It was that good.
Thanks. So yeah, airtight garage is good.
No, I
Yeah.
liked it. The art, I mean, Mobius doesn't ever really disappoint with his art.
Like this weird
Um,
animal on like the third page or so.
they actually like go off and say the story so far, and that's kind of cool. Like that
Yeah,
they
that's
did
that's
that.
new, right?
Well, they do that multiple times.
They do it twice in this, yeah, at least
Yeah.
twice, maybe three times.
Three.
Three times, yeah. One of my contesters for my favorite image, or maybe the only contester is on the last page of it, the top panel. I really like that. I don't know,
I love the top panel, but I also like the bottom panel.
the bottom panel is pretty good too.
Hmm.
I was drawn to the top one for whatever reason. 1 point perspective. Well done.
And I like the plump. At last,
Yep.
I have the course of this long journey reached perfect mental and spiritual harmony in the face of all possibilities, all plump, all reactions, all outcomes, all circumstances.
Is that where you get shit on?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
Then you get to, and then feathers drop on them. I don't know if it's the same creature. You see the bird. It's like this duck build.
I feel like that's a precursor to uh is it Depot in the Inkle?
I don't know.
Has anybody else read the Inkle, or is that just me?
I haven't
No.
read it. Sorry.
That's
Yeah.
Mobius too, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Jodorowsky and Mobius. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I have not read it.
I feel like that bird there, he
It
recycled.
wouldn't shock me. I'm sure he reuses stuff.
Yeah.
I would.
Well, particularly because, he uses so well there, but like as a throwaway. Yeah, Tyler and I read through the Inkle for the regular podcast a while ago.
Nice.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a good set of the Airtight Garage.
Yeah, I always
19,
like a good airtight garage.
1996.
Yeah, again, not much, not so much.
Yeah, no, I think I liked it better when it was wacky one pages than now that it kind of has a story, but like
You still can't
Right.
understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these comics are always a fever dream for me. I'm just like, what the fuck?
I mean, they got some nice
You're
billboards
insulting fever dreams.
at
No.
the at the last on the last page.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Him
guess
magazine, it raises your soul.
aren't these both like ex-boxers? So, it could be making commentaries about what that
Boxer.
does to your ability to think and speak.
Yeah, but then why all the other people who like spoke and thought
Right.
like this? Like,
Exactly.
Well,
I mean,
I
like,
feel
I
like
don't know.
maybe
Like
it's
last
supposed
time
to
we
be
had
like
some
that.
interesting theories about it.
Yeah. I don't even remember any of them, so I don't know
Well,
how
we were
interesting
talking
they
about how
feel.
like everything before this was sort of a build up to like building the world, and then we were showing the sort of degenerative sort of
Right.
humanity where like all the words have sort of become mushy and
Right.
kind of like, and I mean like it's 1990, like it's titled 1996 and made in 1978, so it's sort
Right.
of like this whole concept of like in 1978 they were predicting that you just wouldn't be able to sort of understand language because it would be so full of um what's the word I'm looking for? Slang.
Just slang and shorthands and
Slang and shorthands and all that sort of stuff. And
I just wish I knew what was going on.
yeah, I mean like this is actually a full-on continuation from the last one, and
And they
I
still
mean
don't know what the fuck's going on.
I still don't know what the fuck's going on. The only reason I know it's continuation is because we
Because
start
I read the
exactly
last one.
where the last one ended.
Mhm.
I'm so there with you, Peter.
I think if I were finally clued in on what was going on, there's a lot of really profound meaning behind this comic, but I'm just not.
I wonder
Like,
how many parts there are.
Is it
Maybe we'll
possible?
figure it out sometime in the 80s.
There you go.
Is it possible that our white
So like
privilege
him magazine.
doesn't allow us to understand what's going on?
a
So is
translator.
this where our white privilege is paying off and no one knows it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just making a joke. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I appreciate your joke, to be perfectly honest. But still gotta like that him magazine. It raises your soul. Last page.
So,
That is one woman who is just wearing ribbon and a giant tie and one of the what type of hat is that?
looks like a straw like barber quartet hat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But
But I don't remember
yeah,
what the name of that was called. I didn't know if it was just a barber quartet hat or.
well, she's
And
got the
I
Star
also don't know
Spangled
what's
tie.
happening between the second to last image and the last image. I mean, uh, I just,
No idea.
yeah. I mean, again, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the comics, so I don't know why that suddenly begged my question. Because like, it's just images by that point. They stopped talking like 2 pages ago, but
Most
they seem to
wonderful
have
day.
gone to Belopov, which is the most wonderful dump in the state.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. It's amusing, but yeah, I definitely don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's better now that it seems to be continue.
I don't know. I'm
have a
looking at
continuation.
this middle billboard where it says the most dangerous game in match 51, 57.
57.
I
I
feel
think it's
like all right, so the
57.
most dangerous game is a book. I feel like that's like a play on Catch 22 or something.
Catch 22. What was that book that has like Matchbook something?
It's
Well,
Matchbox
Catch
Twenty. It's a
22,
band.
Oh,
yeah, but Catch 22 is a book.
I was
I
like, I know there is a Matchbox 20. I thought there was a book called Match something.
I don't know. It just seems weird to me as I stare at it.
yeah, I got
Maybe
no
I'm
idea.
totally wrong. Maybe I was just thinking of the band. So,
Matchstick
Tabhead.
Men was a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, there's that.
That helped.
I don't think that's what I was thinking of either,
No.
but oh, that was the one where he goes off and plays a
It's like a con
con
man.
man,
Yeah.
yeah, and he gets conned by his con partner and
Which is
his
also his
fake
daughter.
daughter.
Yeah.
No, his con partner cons him because he hires some young con person to play his fake daughter
Mm.
and convince him that he had a daughter that he just didn't know about. And that's from seeing that movie once back when it came out in theaters. But
God, I can't remember the last movie I saw in the theater.
I don't know. Tad's been so quiet. Is
That's
it
because
because he has a cat?
I'm
Oh, the cat's not on his shoulders. It's just
well,
behind him.
it was, but now it's behind me. No, I started reading reviews of 1996 to see if any of them gave me
Insight?
um
Inspiration.
insight. Yeah.
Anything?
From The Nation, a series of comics set mostly in a future United States where people are subjected to lab experiments, women are shot for sport, and even in death, white corpses are treated with greater dignity than non-white ones. Montelier told the comics journalist Paul Gravett that 1996 was inspired by the visual shock she felt after watching American movies like THX 1138 and Blade Runner, which gave her the impression of something irredeemably ferocious, cruel, crass, violent, and perverted. A visit to New York in the 1980s apparently did nothing to change this view.
Well, there you go.
Apparently, they printed in 2016. They collected this along with a couple other of her um, graphic novellas into a collection, Social Fiction by Chantal Montelier, which has Wonder City, Shelter, and 1996. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cool art. I do agree that it's interesting dystopic future that sometimes feels altogether too real. Um, but it's also just fragmented. So
So they had chainmail on the next page.
where Mike
Which,
Wagner from Newport Beach, California, complains about how they're just corporate cultists.
well, the first thing that the first one that they get is from happy reader from Knoxville, Tennessee, who
Right.
doesn't have a name, but he says, let's see more of Dan up and around, so to speak, on page 49 of the last issue. And I went to see if I could find it, and I don't think the last issue that he was talking about is the last issue because Dan's on starts on page 7 in the last
Right.
issue.
Well,
Like,
just because a letter is printed in issue doesn't mean it was sent the month before.
no, that's what I gathered. But I was trying to figure out what he meant by Den up and around, so to speak.
I think he wants to see more of Den penis.
But does he want to see it up
and
and around?
more erect den.
Ted, should you have a talk with your brother?
I mean, I feel like it's too late.
I mean, I'm with him. That's what that letter reads to me.
That is
Yeah,
what
same.
that letter reads. That's why I was trying to
That's
figure
why
out.
You tell
And
me
why
what
do you need to have a talk with me? Matt,
know.
why does my brother need to have a talk with me?
I'm just teasing you, bro.
Those be fighting words. I'm coming to your state.
more
You can
den
sleep
up
over.
and
Oh, nice. Well,
You
thank
don't
for
say
letting me
things
sleep
like
over while I beat the crap.
you don't say
Right.
things like so to
Just
speak
kidding.
or if you know what I mean, if what you're saying is literal or already understood. You say it if it has an implied meaning or a euphemism behind it.
Correct.
Okay. I know that's a page 52.
It says happy reader. I wonder, you don't even know who the happy reader is, so
Could be
Okay.
happier though, is what he's saying.
I'm pretty certain.
I'm
think
certain
I
it's a
found the
woman.
page.
oh, it's on the
It
page.
was back in issue 7
Are you gonna share your screen?
that there was a den on page 49, and he may have been having some fun, though we don't actually see him
The Denver,
up and
the member.
around.
You don't see his third leg, even though he's having fun.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Yeah, that's
So,
fair.
so maybe that's what he meant by a little more.
Yeah,
Why do you assume it's a guy automatically?
That's true.
that was my other question because all it says is happy reader, so I don't know if it's a guy.
I'm not gonna
and-
lie. I assumed it was a guy too, but I'm like, I feel a lot better if it's a woman.
I don't know if I feel
I'm gonna
better
make
or
the
worse
woman.
either way. I just think it's an interesting observation, and they're both right, and at the same time, it's sort of like
Actually, that makes a lot more sense. That he's upset that it wasn't more, or he or she is upset that it wasn't more explicit, because it's, let's say, more of Den up and around, so to speak. On page 49 of your last issue, Corbin missed a terrific opportunity to show our hero at his manly best. Why so coy?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I'll show it while I'm beating some guy's skull in.
yeah, just like anyhow.
So, space opera, space soap opera.
Can I
I
just
want
ask
Quick
a
to.
one pager. It was
I
fun.
want to.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I did. I wanted to go back one page to this cutout subscription ad and say
Disgusting.
that top bat skull
Mm,
very well could be my favorite panel of the entire issue.
Mobius,
that is
It looks awesome.
totally Mobius.
both the top and bottom are really, really
Yep.
cool.
Mhm.
Yep.
So
That's all I had to say about that.
It is very nice.
So on to the space soap opera. A nice one pager.
Is this what the Greek gods were talking about in the first story when they were going to be relegated to watching soap operas
I don't know, maybe.
after Ulysses?
Potentially.
Obviously, that's why they put it in here.
Yeah, foreshadowing, that's called.
Mhm.
Thanks, sixth grade English.
I can't tell if that woman's a woman or like a hologram.
I think she's a hologram.
I
I
think
think
she
she's a
might be.
hologram too.
Yeah, look at
which
her,
is why it's like,
her hair in that middle bottom-ish panel
As
looks
she's
yeah.
His
vanishing.
very
hands, when his
digitized.
hands go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it all looks very that specific panel all looks very digital.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair. So maybe the person looking at her is looking through like RoboCop vision, right?
It kind of
Maybe
feels
the
like that
person holding her is a
panel,
Well,
robot.
like that specific panel was just like made in Paint, MS Paint.
I
Yeah.
wonder if the whole thing is because not long after that he's got the helmet off and he's looking at it. So is the whole thing like
Like AI or
um
augmented reality.
yeah like a VR
Yeah.
helmet?
I don't know.
I
It
think that's
could
a
It's
be,
fair.
it's meta.
but like also like the last page is like this sort of outer space image where you have one ship flying away from another.
That's
So
true.
it's sort of just uh like I do think just the way they portrayed it that the woman is some sort of hologram or because of the last image where we see her face. Um Otherwise it just seems to be a short blip about, oh, I need to go, and oh, do you really have to go?
We got some more concrete armies.
It's
I like this one. I mean, this conquering armies.
the art in this one is very, very good as well.
Isn't this a continuation from another story?
I feel like it is.
I
Haven't
do
we had
too.
conquering armies
Is it actually a continuation? I can't remember the last conquering armies. It's been a bit. I don't remember if there was one in the last one. Conquering armies, they've had multiple conquering armies. Like this is not the first conquering armies comic. I just don't know if it's actual like continuation
Part two
story
or
or not.
whatever. Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Or just a
Um,
different chapter.
yeah, it just seems like every time they do conquering armies, like it's always some
Oh, I love
some
this one.
individual story. But this one actually felt like it was a pretty good story just by itself. Like even if it had a first part, like I could follow it.
Love the art in it.
The art is great, yeah.
Ah, I have all of these collected.
All the conquering armies collected.
Yeah, because they were in one of the humanoids bundles. Oh, and they're colored.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
That was one of the things we learned about the first one was that all the imagery in it was colored and it looked a lot better colored than it
Yep.
did in black and white. I gotta say, this one's black and whites are actually pretty good, so.
Yeah, these they are. Let me see if I can find it in. Oh, oh.
What did you find?
I found this story.
You didn't find Den up and about?
Oh wow, look at that color.
Oh shit, look at that. That looks great. Holy cow.
See, it's not common that something that looks great in black and white winds up looking
Great in
way better
color.
in color,
Right.
Yeah, this looks really good.
but
I've
this
been
looks
like,
way better in color.
yeah. No, I was looking at it and trying to see, and it's like actually pretty much like you can see all the black and white, but with the color, it's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, especially with that like little circle on the guy's head there. That doesn't
Yeah.
even come through in the original one. I don't know that it means anything.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the moon
The moon is on his head?
or something. Well, because the next page,
Mm,
I don't, I think that's a mark on his head. I don't think that's a reflection of the moon.
maybe.
yeah,
Go,
there's
go back
literally
a few.
nothing to there's nothing to indicate
Go
that in
back.
the black and whites.
Go back. Go back towards the beginning.
What? I mean, this guy's got a red mark. No, you're right. He's got a
Well,
red
Yeah,
there's
mark
I
there.
red.
think
He's
that's
got a
just the
red
way it
mark right
looks in the
there.
dark, maybe.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. It doesn't
Well, and this
have.
other guy's got a
Yeah.
thing, so it seems to be part of their.
Well, they do
A
make,
lot
he
of
does
them.
make a mention, like if you go back to the ship scene where he's getting on the ship, like after the bear, he says, "I'm at the uniform, nothing else." I wish to, I think he makes mention,
Do you not
you
see
know,
that I bear the mark of your profession?
yeah, which I think is that thing on his head,
Yeah.
which I've found very confusing the first time he said it.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was in the black and white version.
And now I understand because he didn't have that mark until he started on
They
there,
all
and
do.
now they all
Yeah.
do. Yeah. And then him and his friend are like sold off to some guy, and
And now I have to go back to the credits page and figure out whether this got colored way after the fact.
Which is my guess.
S- s- Conquering armies is 9 to 65. Pat Mills. Dan Brown, colorist. It doesn't say when.
well, yeah, I thought it was amusing. I mean, like he essentially betrays his friend, and then his friend, was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kick you in the brig because you betrayed me, and I'm with these guys." And then his friend gets kicked in the brig, and then they go to some like across the seas nation where then they're sold to some guy, and they make like their enemies, and then they kill the guy by choking him to death. Which begs the question, why is the guy alone taking these two guys with him?
Great question.
Especially since like it's not like they're bound in a way where they couldn't do something like that.
And he'd like throw smoke bombs.
Okay, it does look like they colored it for this. Okay. So it's just a really good job of coloring, not a. They chose not to color it originally.
Gotcha.
You can almost see the mark.
Almost.
Just
That's why
enough.
Really closely.
And that's why it was like to me, like, what is this? Ash Wednesday every Wednesday, and it's coming off
Right.
here.
To be honest, if you look down at like the second to last page, you can see the mark a little bit more clearly. Next page, it's a little bit there, but hard to see.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little bit there. But like literally the second last page, you can see it sort of a lot better than you can see it in most of these other images. But you're saying they didn't color it till like way afterwards?
Yeah, it sounds like it was at least the colors we were looking at were 20 years later.
Yeah.
Easy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can definitely see it there.
Yeah. Now that we know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and what I was looking at there was
Oh, that choke picture is great.
yeah. It was Jean-Pierre Dionnet writing. He says, conquering armies, arms, revenge, and color. Certainly be some purists who will be taken aback. The drawing alone is just so beautiful as is. And now you have intimate knowledge of the power of truth behind those shifting sands, weapons, teepees, swords, long lances. They are the results of a mixture of his meetings, his travels, the smells that are not in books, not in movies. Color, as we considered it, especially when admiring reeditions of the EC Comics publications in color, no better but different from those in black and white. Jean-Claude had made several drafts in color. They were fairly close to those he would do for Diamante, but then his ink lines would disappear under the color. He would then have been another artist entirely. He would no longer be like he was before, so we abandoned the idea of using color, or rather the coloring of what had already been drawn. Revision was needed, and there would be many attempts. In fact, it would take a long time, almost 30 years, before anyone suggested lighter colors, or sometimes even a complete absence of color, in order to elevate the value of the art.
That's fair.
I think that Jean-Claude would have been happy with this work that he had not been able to do himself. So it sounds like they tried and weren't successful. So probably some of it's also modernizing the coloring process. Because this looks like digital color to me.
Yep, absolutely.
I can see that.
There's something about coloring things that shouldn't be colored. Have any of you guys seen the new Monsters remake on Netflix?
I have
No.
not.
Well, I wasted 2 hours of my life.
You mean the TV show that was about a monster family?
Yes, and Rob Zombie did on the
Yeah.
movie, and the movie itself wasn't bad, but it wasn't the monsters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, the monsters are black and white. The black and white sequences were awesome. The whole thing should have been black and white.
Yeah, I remember there was a time when I was very, very young that my sister and I were very into the monsters when Nick at Night became a
Oh, I
thing.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Nick at Night.
And like most of the shows, like we were so young. We were like, I don't know, 6 years old or something like that, 6 or 7 years old. We're like, all these shows are boring, but we really liked the monsters for a while. And then there was a time, one Halloween, we came back from trick-or-treating early because they were like, there's going to be a colorized Munsters. And we were like, no way.
No
And we
way.
freaked out. We're like, we got to watch that. And then we came home and watched, and we are like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. They should be black and
I need
white.
a show of hands. Who was a Munsters household and who was an Addams Family household?
We were a Munsters household, but
Munsters.
we were an Addams Family movie household as well.
Years later.
Yeah, just the movie.
Yeah,
The ones with Christina Ricci in them.
Same.
I feel like that was our house. I don't know if Tad ever joined us in this, but I feel like me and Adam at least watched Monsters, and that, well, I think I watched Monsters because Adam was watching Monsters and because there's nothing really else on TV at that time anyways.
See, what I was about to say is for me, I was a Batman household because Monsters were on at 11 and Batman was on at 11:30, and I had to be at school at 12:15. So I could either eat lunch and watch Batman or watch Monsters and eat lunch.
Yeah.
And between Monsters and Batman, I was Batman. As I recall, I was more of a Monsters person, and Dad always would hope that we could find the Addams Family because he liked the Addams Family better, but they weren't on syndication as much in Chicagoland at the time. I got into the Addams Family cartoons the first time.
Yep.
Grandma Gretna gave us a book of them.
Yep, that was good.
And then
We
definitely
liked
the Addams
both of
Family
them.
movies were great.
Yeah, the Addams Family movies we love.
That's four Munsters. That's amazing.
And this is
Most
where
people-
I'll also plug my friend China Clugston Flores has a Addams Family comic on the shelves right now with part 2 coming out soon. I
Nice.
don't remember the date.
But
So
but yeah, no. There's definitely a lot of both.
yeah, and even more Batman. We taped
And
all of the Batmans,
there
some
you
of
go.
them twice. It was the first use of our VCR was taping Batman.
Mm.
So
Well,
the
because
important
when I got to
Remember,
first grade, I couldn't watch it before going to school because I was at school all day.
yeah.
But I couldn't get mom to make separate tapes of Batman and the Monsters, so it was just going to be Batman.
I remember we taped something. We taped like little bits for me when I was around that age.
What?
We taped something called Little Bits.
Okay. I
We also
vaguely remember that.
we tried to tape Little Bits. I think we also taped Muppet Babies because it was all in the same hour.
Oh
But
man, Muppet Babies was great.
See, I am
uh,
so frustrated that Muppet Babies hasn't like popped up streaming anywhere.
The little
because
bits.
The original Muppet Babies.
that's pretty strange
The
since
new Muppet
doesn't
Babies aren't as much fun, but the
I
original
believe
Muppet
that.
Babies, brilliant.
But didn't that's a little strange. Didn't Disney get most of the Muppet properties?
Yeah.
They didn't take Muppet Babies? That's strange. Okay, fair enough. Well, on to the prose part of the comic book uh magazine.
I feel like these are often my favorite parts of heavy metal. However, I ran out of time and I could not read this one.
This
I
one was
won't
good.
lie to you. This one, well, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this one. It starts off as a slog,
Yes.
and then it gets good, and then it turns depressing. Which
Okay.
isn't to say
Depressing.
it's not good, but it turns depressing. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I don't know if I should. We're on a book.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
short of it is that this whole story starts off with this guy who's what's the term for that? Linguist. But he's also a poet and all this other stuff. And essentially, like he's hired to translate or like translate a bunch of Martian uh manuscripts and like religious texts and stuff like that.
mhm.
And you know, it's kind of a cool premise, and then it's just like, oh, he talks about like his history of how like he went from being some guy like who was the father or the son of a preacher, and like, you know, his father said, oh, you need to like be a missionary, blah blah blah, and like, you know, it's all this like, it's kind of like they're trying to build pertinence to these things, but like it's just dense. And like for the first while it's just sort of like this dense buildup of like, oh, and then he goes to meet the Martians, and like there's this woman that goes with him who, you know, you think there's like gonna be some build there, and then instantly like the Martian priestess who he, you know, is sent to talk to dismisses the woman, and like he's the only one there. And, you know, I think for a little bit it's just sort of boring. Oh, I was like trying to figure out their Martianness. And then all of a sudden there's like this bit where like he's like tired, and they're like, oh, let's entertain you. So they bring in like this dancer who dances like one part, like the 100 and something's part of a 2000 or 1000, I don't know, huge number of parts of a dance. Um, Yeah, and so he falls in love with the dancer, which is kind of like, okay, no duh, blah blah blah, and learns about how like the Martians are plagued, but it's like the plague that doesn't kill is what they say, and he's like, what the hell does that mean? I don't know if I should keep going, or if like, you know, I'm
I
just like,
mean, it's this is a comic from or this is a story from 1978. I don't think you got to worry about spoilers or
all right,
Yeah.
so like he learns about like this plague, and like it's like a plague that doesn't kill, and you're like, I nobody knows what that means. Like at the very moment that he says it, and then like a page later, you essentially the dancer comes to his quarters because he wrote a poem about her and showed it to the priestess, or like the high priestess, who I guess is the dancer's grandma. It's I don't know. Anyhow, and she tells him, "Oh yeah, the plague is essentially like all the men got sterile and all the women can't have children." Uh, and so they fall in this deep romance, which is kind of glossed over. It's just sort of like, oh, like it got towards the end of my stay here, and all of a sudden this dancer was gone, and then I realized that like she was super important to me, so I got into this space car of mine, which they call a Jeepster, and zoomed across like Mars to like go looking for her, and then I had to get fuel, so I stopped by the human settlement and to get fuel, and they like let me have a shower and got me fed up, and then the guy who's like the head of this expedition was like drilling him about this girl that he was into, because it's like, and he's like, yes, I'm into this girl, blah 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 blah, and like I love her, blah 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 blah. And the guy who's the head of the expedition actually like pulls out a picture of his wife, and he says, "This is my wife," and then he tells some story about how his wife was on the other side of the world from him when she died, and his two kids were put into adoption, and he could never find like, or put into an orphanage, and he could never find the orphanage that his kids were put in, and how he was gonna like let this go. And again, that's just like some random like little story. So he's like, yeah, go chase your love. I mean, it's a good explanation. I actually found it somewhat amusing. But so like he goes off back into the desert in his Jeepster, like space car or whatever, and the Jeepster eventually goes kaput, and he like runs around looking for his love, and eventually finds her, and has to convince her to go back to the alien city. And yeah, essentially he convinces her to go back to the alien city, and then she's like, oh, but this guy is gonna stop you. I don't know what that guy's called, but he's some like big bulky dude. So they like come in, and like there's some ceremony going on or something like that. I can't remember what they called it, but and essentially the short of it is like, he's like, they come in, and the big bulky guy stops him. He's like, oh, the girl can go in, the dancer girl can go in, but you can't, because you're not allowed in the ceremony. And then like the big bulky, and he's like, well, okay, like he tells the girl to go in, and then he's like, oh, and then big bulky guy's like, hey, if you just leave, I'll tell them that like you fought me and you fought well, but I overcame you. And he's like, no, I need to get in there. So he does a kick, which actually apparently knocks the guy out, but the guy has such good reflexes that because he tries to step over the guy grabs him and puts him into a chokehold even while he's knocked out, which makes like 0 sense, but alien physiology, I guess. And he has to struggle to get out by like doing some stuff, and he like breaks the guy's fingers and bashes his head into the guy's face. And then he has to essentially, recollect himself before going into this chamber, where he essentially interrupts their ceremony, and he's like, you're all ridiculous for like just like submitting to death, which is like sort of like this thing that they've been saying, like, oh yeah, like, oh, I forgot the part. You're all ridiculous for submitting to death because this woman that, I've been, sleeping with is now pregnant. And so it's just your men are sterile. It's not actually all your women are like, unable to be pregnant. And and then he says, and now I'm gonna go like read this philosophy or religious text from Earth to you that's similar to your religious text and show you that like, you can continue on. And it gets to the end and he thinks he failed, and then the priestess comes and she's like, no, we voted that like the girl should live and continue on and should, birth a child, and you actually succeeded, and we will, continue as a race because of you. Uh but the girl doesn't want to see you because she doesn't actually love you. That was something she failed in her duties. And he's like, wait, this whole thing was duty. And then he tries to like he goes back to the human settlement and takes a bunch of sleeping pills, which is like suggested to like, oh, I'm trying to kill myself. And then he woke up on the spaceship that was flying away, finding out that he wasn't dead, and like looking back at like Mars, and that was the end of it. So it was like, okay, like the story is slog, and then interesting, depressing. I'm not saying not interesting, but depressing. Interesting again, depressing to end it. It's just sort of like, okay, that was a roller coaster. And that was me trying to abbreviate this story as much as I could.
I mean, it's urged me to want to go back and read it at a later time now.
You
I thought
should
it was
read it
interesting.
and tell me what you think. Because, as I said, I thought it was interesting, but like, I was halfway through it at some point, or maybe only a third of the way through it when I started reading it again today. I read
Hmm.
read a third of it on Monday. Sorry, I'm cutting you off, Dad. I'll let you have
No,
it in a
that's fine.
second. I got through like a third of it on Monday, and I started rereading it today to try and finish it because I was like, probably somebody else will have read it. And I was like, at first, like the next few pages, like, I don't know, there are so many better things I could be reading than this. And then I like read through it all, and I was like, actually, this wasn't bad. This is pretty good, but I don't think I'd ever read it again. So,
Yeah, it starts really slow, gets better. Uh, and I think my problem
Noted.
is I'm a hopeless romantic, so for it to end so sterilely just kind of pissed me off.
It's kind of like Star Slayer. I'm not gonna lie. If you follow that, start slow, gets better, and then kind of really
I don't even know
they follow
Star
the same
Slayer.
story arc.
so sorry.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I believe it. But yeah, my other thing was the whole fight with the guy seemed kind of
Oh, the comic.
random.
I haven't actually read the comic.
Star Slayer came out in 1982, it says. So technically, Star Slayer follows the same story as this does.
Well, yeah, fine. I get it. Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, I'll go back and read it for sure.
yeah, I definitely felt like the point where he like comes in and like this big or this big guy like is like, oh, I can't let you in, and it's like, okay, we have to go to fight now. Is like,
Hmm.
I mean, it's a classic sort of thing to do in stories and comics, especially that I see in like older ones. But I'm just sort of like, this guy's a linguist. Why is he like all of a
Well, he's
sudden
supposed to be a
a fighter?
polyglot. He's
I
supposed to have
guess.
learned all sorts of things.
I got that too, and I appreciate that, and I'm not I don't have a problem with it per se. I just I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I don't have any problem with violence. I just think there are times where I'm like, okay, like you could have resolved that differently and didn't. But sure.
And didn't.
I mean,
I mean, he could have just waited.
yeah, or he could have
Who knows? Maybe
You
that would
know what
even
I
turned out
liked?
better.
I'm gonna bring up something totally random, and it's just an example. Do you, do you, who saw the first Doctor Strange movie when it came out?
I did.
Yeah,
Okay. So we all saw it. You get to
sure.
the end and like you have this epic part where instead of Doctor Strange like actually fisticuffing or fighting like mano a mano, which is like what you see in a lot of the
Yeah.
superhero
The
movies, you get
Dormammu I came to bargain.
yeah, you get the Dormammu I came to bargain where he just continuously does that until Dormammu is just completely sick of it and
Yeah,
actually bargains with them.
yeah.
You need to read The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
I probably should
You
at
would
some point.
love The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
I'm sure I'll get to it when I can.
Ryan North, Erica Henderson. Fantastic.
I mean, Squirrel Girl's been on my interest list just because I've heard that it's a superhero comic that sort of deviates from the norm in general, and it's a new property compared to like all your
Well, I mean, yes and no. It was created by Steve Ditko,
yeah.
and it just sat around for a long, 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 long time
So
before anybody
maybe
else did
I
anything with it.
misinterpreted or misheard or heard from people who knows. That's
I,
fair.
I mean, I think Squirrel Girl had appeared in comics all of twice before Ryan North started the series, so it's not like he had to
Again, that's fair. I mean,
deal with a lot of continuity, but she'd like popped up in an issue of the Avengers
yeah, no,
way back when.
as I said, it just shows that, you know, I only have limited knowledge of it. But yeah, as I said, Dylan, go ahead and read and let me know what you think, because
I'll get on it.
again, some of it was interesting, but
Yeah.
yeah, you might find yourself bored for the
All
first
right. I'll try.
part.
I'll power through the boring parts.
And the other thing that I'll
Or
mention is
start
like
glossing over the text and paying attention to the pictures.
The pictures are amazing.
the
Yeah.
pictures are amazing.
Yeah.
I will mention that. Uh, I will mention like this is the first prose that wasn't like a two-pager and they were done. It actually took like, I mean, even though there's a lot of pictures in it, it's not like it goes from page 77 to page 94,
Yeah, it's long. And Peter, I just want you to know, as you were like
96.
going through your description, I was following with the pictures, and I'm like, this is so totally what I thought it was. So
There you go.
awesome. Well done.
There you go. I did a good description then. But yeah. No, the pictures is great. I love the pictures. I just like the pros themselves were in this case kind of wishy-washy. Some of them were good and some of them were like, I'm not sure this is actually needed to tell this short story. So yeah. I don't know. I
Let me,
sometimes get a kick out of like retelling things even when they weren't like my favorite things. So
this last image at the end of the book.
yeah.
Is anyone else familiar with the game Metal Slug?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it reminded me of that.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love the
Is,
back
is
cover.
that
It's
the
great.
back cover? Yeah.
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 You could definitely see that. Like I could see that sort of resembling Metal Slug. I don't think that thought came to me exactly, but I think some similar, like I think I had some feel of it. I can see what you mean though.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that. Ephemeral feelings to that, yes. Before you mentioned it. And I was
Yeah.
like, totally. So, I think we're at the end of the comic, which means it's time to go put
Put our phase down.
our face down. All of the Marvels.
Yeah, I knew I could find the first appearance of Squirrel Girl was in a 1991 one-off Iron Man story published in the inventory dumping anthology Marvel Superheroes by writer Will Murray and artist Steve Ditko. A teenage girl with a bushy tail who somehow defeats Doctor Doom by commanding squirrels to do her bidding. But Ryan North and Erica Henderson did much more interesting things. So, anybody want to start with an ongoing that they liked?
Oh, I would have to stick with Dan.
I'm going Airtight Garage.
Yeah, I was gonna go Airtight Garage as well.
Uh, bold prediction, because we beat up on it so heavy in the first minutes of this podcast.
You're gonna go with Odyssey?
Yeah,
Ulysses. It's
think-
called Ulysses. Let's
called
make sure we put it
Ulysses?
down right.
yeah. I think that one's gonna grow into my favorite ongoing.
Fair enough.
All right. Favorite story?
I'll say Talapalka.
Yeah, Tall Polka for me as well.
I'm going with Ulysses.
So am I.
Fair.
Even after the way we beat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I
the
loved it.
first minutes of this podcast, we were ruthless to that story,
Yeah.
and then we're all like, "Yeah, it's pretty good."
I knew I was gonna be ruthless to that story because like I was like reviewing the comic before like we jumped on the podcast and I like started looking at it and like, oh God, I have so much to say about Ulysses.
Yeah,
And like, you know, I recognize there's a lot of good in it, but like I was like I have so many bad things to say about Ulysses.
it's really rough around the edges for sure.
This actually kind of reminds me, what was it, issue 5? Where we started the episode with me saying this is like the first issue that like I just wasn't feeling it, and both Matt and Peter immediately jumped down my throat. And I think by the end of the episode, I liked the issue more than they did.
Oh man.
I definitely remember that. I don't remember which issue it was, but I
Yeah, it
definitely
was like
remember
4
that
or 5.
conversation where it was
Right.
like you were like, you know, I don't know if it's
Oh.
because of old or whatever. And then like we go through each comic and I explained to you, and me and Matt explained to you what was going on, and you're like,
Yep.
oh, it
I
was
remember
like,
that.
Right. All right. Just kept getting better
yeah,
and better and better and better.
oh yeah. So now we gotta do favorite panel, right?
Yeah. Are
A
you
lot of
still
good
going
ones.
with your ad page or your subscription page bat, Dylan?
Um,
I mean, that's a bold but good choice.
I
Good choice.
yes, I think so. I want to say a very, very close second that I almost chose was that panel in Airtight Garage of him riding that strange animal with the caption or with the word balloon that just says they can't even see me or they can't even touch me, whichever one
Can't even touch
one
me.
of those. Like just
Yeah.
that as a standalone panel, like I would that I would make stickers out of that. I would wear that as a t-shirt.
That would
Yep.
be a good
Like
t-shirt.
the confident stride of that weird ass looking animal. Just like they
You
Yep.
should
can't even touch this.
share that image with Kelly, Tad.
I
Wink,
am
wink,
taking
wink,
care of
wink,
that right
wink.
now. Export page.
Dylan, Tad might ask you what your shirt size is at some point.
Yeah,
my what is?
text it to me.
What your shirt size is?
Oh, on my shirt side.
Yeah. Text me your
Text it to
shirt
him.
size.
It's. I mean, I'll just tell you it's a large.
There you go.
I'll text it to you. I'll just throw it in the group chat right now.
Yep. Yep.
Is it? Am I getting a T-shirt of this?
I'm gonna sleep so much better tonight knowing Dylan's a large.
I think it's distinctly possible that there will be 4 made,
Okay. All right.
and
I
maybe
like this.
stickers too.
Whoop.
It would be rad.
I really like the one she sent me for Christmas. The original turtle.
The turtle, yeah,
Yeah,
I got
that
that
was
one
a good
too.
one.
I think she gave it to all of us.
Nice.
Oh, the turtle. What was the
I'll
turtle?
have to show you. Let me see if I can. I think I watched it. Let me go grab it. Yeah, so Tad's wife,
She does screen printing
yep.
and
That's rad.
vinyl printing. So, I mean, like, this is one of hers.
Nice.
I mean,
I
obviously
Oh, I
it's
didn't get
Jaime
it on
Hernandez
order.
that did the original art, but Kelly
Yeah.
made it into a t-shirt.
So we're gonna do T-shirts probably again for issue 2 of My Neighbor Necromancer if she wants some business, if she has bulk pricing or something for it.
Bulk
This is the
becomes a
turtle
little
one.
bit more difficult because it's screen.
Oh, that does look great.
Yeah, right.
I mean bulk. I mean, I don't know what bulk is considered, but like I don't know. I think this time around we sold like 30 of them or something, 30 or 40.
Well, I mean, she's done that many before. I mean,
Right.
there are 2 things that I'll say right off the bat is, she'll want to make it really clear that they're screen printed. So,
Sure.
it's ink on the shirt.
Yeah.
Not gonna it's gonna have imperfections.
Imperfections is the word
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
looking for.
She calls them unprofessionalisms. I hate it when she does that.
Well, it's what's it called? There's a real
They're
term
gonna
for it.
have
But I think
uniqueness, unique
Right.
features. That's what you mean.
well,
Yeah.
I first learned about this term watching King of the Hill in the 90s. I think Bobby Hill called it wabi sabi. And it's the imperfections are what make it unique and beautiful. If it were perfect, it would be less beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
In
agree.
this sense, absolutely.
But yeah, we can talk more about it
Massage.
when the time comes. It's still a ways away, so
Yeah.
There's a lot of good images in this one. It's
that was
kinda
a
hard
sweet
to
looking
choose
shirt though.
one.
I'm jealous.
I can probably arrange this one for you too if you want it.
I'm not going to say no to these things. I want them. I like them too much to be modest and
Let's
say
say
no.
no.
Yeah.
Are you a Love and Rockets fan too? We have a weekly Love and Rockets book club.
I'm not super into love and I haven't really
Okay.
experienced a lot of love and rockets, so
See.
it's difficult for me to
I've
say
been
one way
meaning
or
to
the other.
like try and
Oh,
like
so
read
you
it
meant
to
the
see if it's
turtle
worth.
one.
Yeah,
the
the
turtle.
turtle one.
The
Yeah.
turtle one.
Yeah, the
See,
turtle one was shown.
I was just thinking the one that I was
Oh yeah,
wearing.
yeah, no.
No, I showed the turtle one,
Arr.
but it's okay. We still have some favorite images to figure out though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pretty good ones in this one. It's pretty hard.
So page 44. They can't even touch me. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the plot. So a couple pages, or the page before that, the plump, where he's walking along and it's the massive amount of bird poop on his head and acts like nothing happened. Matt, Peter.
Favorite panel? Did you lose me? Can you not hear me?
You're here.
Oh,
Favorite panel?
yeah, favorite panel.
Page 75. The guy getting choked out.
Hmm.
That was a good one.
You can see the life leaving his eyes. I love that.
That's
It's
definitely a good
very
one.
well done.
Out what page this is. It's like 15 in the PDF. But it doesn't have the heavy metal magazine on the bottom of it.
Matt, you're
Yes.
also large,
Extra large.
extra large. Peter, you're
XL, I think. Let me double check. Yeah, XL.
okay. All right, I put in the order. We'll see what happens.
Nice. Thanks, Tad.
So yeah, I think it's on page 14. It's the one where the Cyclops is like shooting fire rays down on the
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that was a really good one. It's a great choice.
So almost, or no, all of us picked something from Ulysses, even though
You beat the shit out of
Yeah, we
shit
pummeled
out of
it pretty good.
And to
This
be
comic
perfectly
doesn't
honest,
deserve to live. Favorite ongoing.
it. Favorite panel from.
Yeah.
So are we talking the one where he's making the fire, or the
No,
one
the one where he's
doing the fire down onto the shields?
fire down on the shield.
Okay,
That's a good panel.
that is a good panel.
So, though I will also mention that in 1994 there's that him magazine
Yeah.
panel, which I also liked.
You also
I
like
liked a
that
lot
one in
of
the
yeah.
like
There's a lot that I actually like a lot of like single panels I like in this one. There's a one
Yeah.
in the airtight garage that I mentioned,
Yeah.
where it's the one point view of the train car room, and there was also in Conquering Armies. Let me see if I can find it. On top of the one that Matt mentioned, which I thought was really good, on page 62 in the lower right corner, there's this really good face shot of the guy in shadow, kind of giving this smug look, like he's about to do something menacing. There's just a lot of really good panels in this one.
Mhm.
Well, and I could have picked so many things from A Rose for Ecclesiastes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I stepped away from picking pictures from that, not because I didn't like them. I liked them a lot, but
But they're almost not panels.
yeah, a lot of them are like, and I mean the main
Because
thing
it's more of
itself
an
is a
illustrated
prose.
story.
Yeah, and I just like
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was fair to sort of, I don't know. In our previous sessions, anytime we've had prose, we haven't chosen anything for
Right.
prose just because
He
we're
doesn't
trying
deserve
to.
that shirt.
What's weird though is, though it's mostly prose, particularly towards the end, I feel like the images start doing some heavy lifting.
Oh, sure.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I would have understood the story. Like the images do a lot of good work in this entire thing, especially towards the end. I completely agree, but it's the prose are written well enough that
Oh
if you
yeah, no,
didn't have the images, you could still read it as a book and
it's
understand what's
definitely an
going on.
illustrated story, but I feel like you could just put word balloons in for like the last 5 pages and get rid of everything else and it'd still work.
Sure.
I mean, really from him going off to find her in the desert on.
Sure. Yeah, and I'm not saying that you couldn't do that. I also like I think this is part of a series, what I read at the very beginning of the thing when they were talking about it, or like part of some book.
Yeah, I think so too.
Subsequently, first good news, deepest journey, blah blah blah. The story arose from Ecclesiastes, which is the prose that we read, which adorns our pages this month. It's one of a trio of Roger Zelazny classics that we have been illustrated by Gary Morrow. All three, yeah. So I think they got Gary Morrow to do the illustrations in this
Right.
heavy metal.
Well, and there's an ad for
Right.
the whole thing in the middle,
Yeah,
right
there's that
after
too.
chainmail,
Right before the Dillon
right
page.
before the skull bat.
Right before the skull bat. Yeah. Well, again, I think like all the visuals are really cool, but it's obvious
Yeah.
that it was one of those things where the pros were made, and then
Yeah, it's less of a comic and more of an
and then
illustrated
they
prose.
made illustrations because they were like, oh, I can make cool illustrations of this of these pros, and then
Right.
they just sort of combined the two, and it wasn't done in sort of a comical format. So I don't know. I'm not like I thought it was good. I don't know how to rate that, if
No,
that
I
makes sense.
totally get it. So, issue 11, also known as 1978 2, next month.
I have it.
Thing worth highlighting and teasing, he says as he pulls it up. Well, that's an interesting cover. Kind of a demon head cover. Demon
Are you gonna
Age.
share it with us, or are you just
Yes,
gonna
yes, I'm looking at it.
keep this preview to yourself?
Ooh, I like that. Favorite
That was
panel,
super
calling it
cool.
right now.
Fair.
The cover is Teachings from
Oh,
an
Barbarella!
Unholy Book by Nina. Yeah, it looks like we got some Barbarella. We got Marvels of the Universe by Mobius, some more Airtight Garage, some Den, Winter of the Last Combat, Mora and Garcia, Diabolical Planet, Sire, from Drouet is back, World Famous Lesueur and Elaine, Burial of Death by Nino, Venus, Venus, Richard Lupaw, Telefield, Marcedo, Age of Ages, Rubington, Freefall from Mobius, Barbarella from John Claude Forrest, and some more 1996.
Cool. Excited for it.
Sure. We're gonna have to wait a bit, at the very least.
The Burial of Death. It sounds very cool, and I'm very excited to read that.
Yep. That looks like it'll be a good one.
So it
I
looks
mean,
like
the
we got
comic.
some cool looking stuff.
Wait, diabolical what?
Hey, look, there's that. It's the same image.
There's your skull.
Diabolical Planet.
That one. It looks fun.
More color than we normally get too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. Is that the back cover?
Oh crap! It's a double page spread.
Oh no, that's the middle. Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's right before they start their prose story.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, this looks fun. So same bat time, same bat channel.
All right.
Except that
Sounds
bat
good.
time is never the
See you
same.
guys.
So
This
have a
one's
good
way
one,
off.
everybody. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you after the next page.
Take it easy.
Hey guys, this is Tyler from 22 Panels. I'm here to tell you all about our Patreon. If you enjoy this show, please consider donating to our Patreon to keep this show going. We have many different tiers, all different levels to help you decide what's right for you. Okay, so get on out there to patreon.com/22panelspodcast.